Hello students, we will start with the last of the chapter which is remaining in your paper 1, that is modern electronic communication. Okay, so in this chapter we will try to understand different modes of communication, different instruments used for communication. So that is what we will there. The first topic is elements of communication system. Elements of communication system. So basically when we are trying to understand modern electronic communication, so basic जो device है, that is a transmitter represented by TX and a receiver represented by RX. This is a transmitter and this is a receiver. Basically what we mean by communication is transfer of information from one point to another. Okay, so what type of informations are available? Information can be text, video, voice, image. These are nothing but the information. Okay, this information has to be transferred from one point to another. Okay, so and of course it should be retrieved back in the same form: text, video, voice, or an image. Okay, so this is your information. This is information. Now the most important element of a communication system is the channel or the medium through which the information is transmitted. Okay, so this is channel or medium is the most important element in your electronic elements of communication system. Okay, so there are three mediums through which information is transferred. Of course you know that the first one is wired communication. Okay, wired communication, that means a wire will be connected between 2 points and information will be transferred through the wire. Okay, the second one is radio communication. When we say radio communication, that means any information transmitted from one point to another point through space is called as radio communication, because the signals which we use to transmit are radio signals. Okay, radio frequency signals. So therefore the type of communication is called as radio communication. So here we don't need wire, we can transmit the information through space. So that is you can easily understood that mobile communication. So mobile communication, there is no wire connected between one mobile to another mobile. We communicate the information through space. So that is space communication, or we can call it as radio communication. Whereas wired communication, and a very good example of this is your cable TV. The information is transmitted from the cable service provider to your home through a wire coaxial cable. So that is wired communication. Telephone lines, the landline, all these communications is done by information transmitted through wire. And the last one and the most effective one is optic fiber cable communication. You must have heard about this optic fiber cable. When I say optic fiber, that means here of course it will be a length of wire, optic fiber cable, and information in this wire is transferred in the form of light. Okay, so the information has to be converted into light, and then the information is transmitted through the cable, and it can be received at the other end. So this when I say this is more effective, because large amount of information can be transmitted over long distance, so that is, and at a very high speed. So that is why I said it is more effective as compared to the other two. Okay, so information will go to the channel. As I said, in channel will be important. Now why I said that channel or medium is more important, because first we have to decide in an element of communication design what type of channel or medium we are using. Suppose we are using modern communication, wired communication, what we have to do is all this information has to be converted into electrical impulses, that means electrical signals, and then transmitted through wired communication to the receiver. And of course, what the transmitter will do, it will convert electronic signals into electrical signals, and then this text, video, voice, images, all this information to electrical signal, and then at receiver end the receiver will convert electrical signals back to the information. So we select the transmitter and receiver on the basis of channel or medium which we are going to use. So that is what is the most important element. Next is radio communication. So in radio communication, when the radio communication is used, that means information is transmitted through space. The information has to be converted into electromagnetic waves, which is called as radio waves. So all this information will be converted by the transmitter into radio signals, that is electromagnetic waves. Through medium it will be traveling to receiver. Receiver will receive the information, convert the electromagnetic wave back to the information. Okay, and the last one is optic fiber cable. So in optic fiber cable, of course, if you are using optic fiber cable as the medium, all this information will be converted into light first, and then the information will be transmitted through the optic fiber cable to the receiver. The light received by the information received in the form of light by the receiver will convert it back into text, video, voice or image. So basically transmitter and receiver will be we will be selecting a transmitter and receiver on the basis of the channel or the medium which we are going to use. And another very important element of this communication system is noise. That is, in electronic terms, it is called as disturbance. Okay, there are large amount of probability because of which there will be disturbance when the information will be transmitted from one end to another end through a medium. And I said optic fiber cables are effective as compared to wired and radio communication, because the noise level or the disturbance which occurs is less in case of optic fiber cable as compared to wired communication and radio communication. I hope you have understood.